Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Frenchie's Nook. I'm glad to see everybody back here. Hope everybody had a great couple weeks so far. We did miss last week, but here I am with another episode this week of Frenchie's Nook. Hope everybody's having a great week. I hope that you're enjoying the snow. It looks like winter is here, and it is here to stay. So get your shovels out. If you've got snow tires, get them on. And watch out for those people that are maybe new to driving this year, maybe new to the winter, maybe new young drivers, and maybe they're just not sure of how to handle things. So be aware of them, be cautious, and I hope everybody has a safe winter out there, and a safe winter, that is. Just to recap on a couple things we talked about in the last couple weeks. We were talking about when is a good time to come out and talk to people about your mental health illness, whether it be depression, anxiety, or PTSD. We also talked about positivity. We also talked about family and when it's important to rein those family members in. So I'm just going to go over those things as well, and that's going to be today's episode of Frenchie's Nook, because if you aren't on my page and you want to be and you want to catch these live feeds every Tuesdays and Thursdays without waiting for the recap on Fridays, you're more than welcome to head over to Facebook, PTSD, The Truth Behind the Smile, and hit like, share, follow, and come on in. And if you are suffering with a mental illness, whether it be depression, PTSD, or anxiety, hit us up with an invite to our group, and we will definitely put you in there so that you can be a part of the discussions that go on, as well as new things that may be happening with the page as well. So when is it a good time? Huge families, big families, lots of friends. We all have things that go on in our lives, and we all have things that are not easy to handle. They're not easy to deal with, and sometimes that breaks families apart or breaks family and friends apart. And you know what? It's not easy to handle those things, and it's not easy to always push through and get over those things. Therefore, sometimes grudges do happen. And there's got to be a time, though, when grudges get put aside and we let bygones be bygones, so it be. So that happened with us in this last week and a half. My father was in the hospital with some serious cancer-related issues, had surgery as well, and it really brought the family together. And it didn't just bring family on one side together, it brought family on both sides together. And it was really amazing to see the outpouring of help and the outpouring of speaking to one another and the outpouring of what can we do for you or what can we help you with. You know what? You really, really realize what family and friends mean to you whenever something drastic like this happens, and you need those people, and you need to sometimes lean on them as well, right? So if you're out there, if you're suffering, if you need help, if you're looking to speak to that one person that you may not have spoken to in years and years because something happened and maybe there's a grudge or something that's being held, you know what? Life is too short. It is. And excuse, the cliche, but life is too short. It's too short to hold grudges. It's too short to be mad at people for too long of time. It's too short to ignore people. Because you know what? You may never get that chance to say what you want to say. You may never get that chance to tell that person how you feel. Or you may never get that chance to say goodbye. So if you're out there, if you're struggling with some situations with friends or family members, you know what? Don't wait for that person to pick up the phone and call you. Reach out, call that person, visit that person, say hello, how's it going? You know what? We don't need to bring up the past. The past is the past, and that's where it needs to stay. So reunite with those people, get back with those people, and talk to those people, because you know what? When it comes down to big deals in your life or big events maybe, or health-related situations where you just need to lean on somebody, or you just need to put away the past and talk right now about what's going on, and those are the people you need, then pick up the phone. Go visit these people. Send them a letter. Send them an email. Send them a message on Facebook. I don't care what it is. But you know what? Life is too short to keep going on like this. Be friends with those people that you were always friends with. Bring back those family members into your life that maybe you had a grudge with, or maybe they had a grudge with you. Bring them back into your life. Because it's important. It's important to know who they are, what they do for you, what you do for them, and how your relationship is. Because when we look back at it, you need to rethink, or maybe you don't need to rethink what happened. Maybe you just need to forget what happened and push forward. Because in this journey of PTSD, it's all about pushing forward. It's about making that next step, pushing forward, keeping going with your journey. Because you know what? If we stop our journey, it's all over. If we stop our journey, we just start going backwards and backwards and backwards. You know, I think a musician said it best whenever she says, 2 steps forwards, 2 steps back. We need to push forward, and we need to keep pushing forward, because we can't afford to take steps back. And you can't afford to take those steps back with your health either. So make sure you're doing what you can to stay healthy. If there's situations going on in your life that is preventing you from staying healthy because, you're stressed, or you're upset, or you're mad at somebody, you know what? It's not healthy to stay angry. It's easier to be happy with somebody than it is to hold a grudge or to be angry with somebody. So you know what? Put that aside. Stop holding a grudge. Talk to that family member, talk to that friend, and say, look, I need to talk to you. We need to discuss some things. I need to lean on you for a little bit. I'm struggling here. I'm going through a journey, and I need some help, right? If you're not pushing forward with your PTSD journey, you're stuck. And you know what? We all get stuck sometimes. And we all take some steps forward, and, we take some steps backward as well. But you need to be aware of when you're taking those steps backwards and what you need to do to push forward again. Because it's so, so important to be pushing forward in your journey of mental illness, right? Something else we talked about was positivity. What we do to strive, what we do to, push forward, how we keep happy during the day, those people that we surround ourselves with, right? It all plays a part. It all goes hand in hand, right? And last night, on Thursday night's episode of PTSD, The Truth Behind the Smile, we spoke about when's a good time to talk about your illness. When is a good time to reach out and say, hey, look, I've got a problem and I need help. Because you know what? There may never be a really good time. You may just have to step out and do it. Because if you don't do it, it's going to be too late. And you don't want to get caught losing things, losing your family, losing your marriage, losing, your house, your car, whatever it may be. Because you know what? PTSD can be a downward spiral, especially at first. And especially if you don't take notice of the symptoms that are starting to happen. Because as soon as they start to happen, and you'll know because you know your body just as well as anybody else knows your body. And if your family members or your friends are saying, hey, look, you're changing, you need to talk to somebody, then you know what? Take it as a clue, because they know you as well. And as much as you may feel really different on the inside, they can see it on the outside, and they can see what's happening, and they can see the damage it's doing to you. And you know what? Before it's too late, get some help. Go see that family member that you can trust. Go see that friend that you've always been able to tell anything to. Or you know what? Go to your family physician. Let them refer you to a psychiatrist or psychologist in order to do a diagnosis, whether it is PTSD, whether you're suffering from depression or anxiety, whatever it may be. But you know what? Reach out, because you don't want to regret later on going, I really should have talked to somebody a couple years ago, because that's what's going to happen. You don't need regrets. You need to admit what's going on, face the fact that you may have a mental illness, and begin your journey, because it's all about the journey. It's all about riding through this journey of mental illness and staying positive. It's not easy to always stay positive. Don't get me wrong. It's a challenge, and for some it's a challenge each and every day. But you need to work towards it, and you need to push forward. Excuse me. And you need to strive, because we are better people because we push forward in our journey. We're better people because we don't give up. And you know what? We're going to fall down, and we talked about it this week on my page as well, PTSD, The Truth Behind a Smile. We talked about the saying, it's okay to not be okay, but not all the time, right? And not forever. You need to accept the fact that it's okay to not be okay, but you need to push forward. Because you know what? Someday it'll be okay to be okay all the time. Is that reality? Maybe not, but it doesn't hurt to try, right? Wouldn't you rather be okay all the time? I know I would rather be okay all the time. I'd rather not have to struggle with sleep. I'd rather not have to struggle with day-to-day activities that need to be done. I'd rather not have to struggle with memory or anger or depression, right? It's all about the journey. And it's all about working towards being better and being a better you. Because you know what? In reality, it's all about you. It's all about you. And you need to take some time. If you do have a mental illness, you need to take some time. And heaven forbid I use this word, but now it's okay to be a little bit selfish. Because if you're not selfish, then you're not going to push forward. And you're not going to know what your body needs or your mind needs. And you're not going to know how to ride this journey of mental illness. So be safe, be careful. If you're struggling right now and you haven't told anybody, please reach out. Please talk to somebody. And if you don't have that person to talk to somebody, come on over to PTSD, The Truth Behind a Smile. Hit me up with a message. And I did want to introduce somebody as well. If you are new to PTSD, The Truth Behind a Smile, or maybe you haven't been there in a very long time, I've brought on a good friend of mine, Angela Ponting, and she is now working as an administrator with me, with our group, PTSD, The Truth Behind a Smile, which is a secret group, as well as the Facebook page. So if you see her on there, if you see her doing some live streams, if you see her posting some material, don't be alarmed. That's Angela. She's great. She comes out to us with great vibes. She's very positive. She's always looking to be better or be a better person, right? And that's what we need to learn. And that's what we need to do as well. We need to take something from Angela, right? With these posts, don't be afraid to engage. She's always on here. She's always putting up different little things each and every day. Don't be afraid to engage. If there's something more that you want to see that you're not seeing, then hit us up. Hit me or Angela up and ask us, maybe I'd like to see a little more of this, or can you help me with this? Don't be afraid to do it, all right? And if you're not already on our page, come on over. Send us an invite for the secret group. We'll invite you in without a problem. We just keep it tight so that we monitor it so that not everybody is coming into the group, and whether they don't have PTSD or whether they don't have depression or anxiety. We need to keep this group close. We need to keep it close-knit so that we can work together and we can help each other. That's my episode tonight for Frenchie's Nook. I hope everybody's having a great week so far. It is the weekend. Get out there. If you've got some snow on the ground, enjoy the snow, but be safe because it looks like winter is here to stay. Have a great night, a great weekend, and I will catch you back on Tuesday night at 9:30 over on PTSD, The Truth Behind a Smile. Have a great weekend. We'll talk to you way soon. Bye-bye.